Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Survive, thrive, stay alive. It's time to get prepared with the Prepping Academy podcast.
All right, welcome everyone. Forrest here with the Privacy and Freedom podcast. Thank you for joining us again. This episode is going to be a little different. I was interviewed for an event that's coming in September in Saluda, North Carolina. It's called Prepper Camp. Prepper Camp is the world's largest, that we know of, that we've ever seen, the world's largest outdoor party for preppers, homesteaders, tiny homes, survivalists. There's like 65 classes a day. People come from like all 50 states. It's an amazing place. It's in the mountains of North Carolina. There's some backstory to this. Last year, the weekend we were going to have prepper camp, I was 7 miles away from the actual campground. And because of the hurricane that went through Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee mountains, 7 miles, I could not make it. I tried 3 different routes. Even the interstate, I-26, was shut down because it was flooding. But so this year, no hurricanes, but it's going to be a great event. I've been going this will be my 11th or 12th year. I think it's 12 years. I've been teaching every year except 1 year. I've been teaching classes. So I'll be there teaching several classes. We'll have a thing about find your tribe. We'll have so many great instructors. I mean, these people are like family at this point. It's so great to just go back, sit around, see, meet new people from all over and, see old friends as well. But Rick and Jane Austin have been doing this for, I think, 11 years. And it's been amazing. It's been growing every year. Some of the same people, which is just so cool. Literally, there were kids that were surrounding me when I was like first year teaching, and now they're like adults. It's insane. But so Jane and Rick have been putting this on. It's preppercamp.com. is the website. You can get tickets. They go up, I believe, July 1st. So make sure you get your tickets before then. It goes up like 25% or something. So the further out you get your tickets, the cheaper. And it always fills up. There's so many great instructors there. And I believe there could be 60, I don't know, it could be 80 classes a day. It's insane. They got tents that you go in. There's at least 10, 12, 13 tents, maybe more. And there's an instructor and they're teaching classes and people can camp on site. It is amazing. So in this is an interview that a gentleman named James Walton, which James owns a company called Prepper Broadcasting Network, which I actually got my start on the Prepper Broadcasting Network many years ago with my first podcast called Prepping Academy. And James purchased this from another gentleman, the guy that started it. And James has been running it. And he has so many different podcasts. He has, I know all of them. And you need to go check it out. Look up Prepper Broadcasting Network. And you'll see that they have like 10 different podcasts they run. And I know almost every single one of his podcasters. And they're just awesome people. He does awesome job. He does a Sunday morning like Bible study as well for Prepper Broadcasting Network. But you need to go over there. They have a membership. You need to go support them. They're just really good people. They got Sarah and a guy named Chin, good friends of mine. Sarah is an author. Chin actually helps put together Prepper Camp, and he's been volunteer for that every year. And you just need to go and subscribe, like, check them out. But it's called. I'm making sure I have their podcast is the Prepper Broadcasting Network, which is just awesome. They got so many different not instructors, but podcast hosts. And I think I'm looking for the website right here. It's called Prepper-Broadcasting-Network. Well, that's actually that's wrong. That is their how you can get to their actual podcast. So the website, you can look it up and find it. I can't find it right now, and I apologize because I thought I could do this live, but everything goes wrong when you do live, does it not? So not anyway. But James Walton is the guy. He interviews me and asks me questions about Prepper Camp. And I thought this would be great to share. You still got plenty of time to sign up, get tickets. Even if you don't get them in time for the discount, it is the most amazing event you will ever attend. Why do I say that? Because you will absolutely meet people from around the world. I kid you not. And there's just great instructors, great people. But I'm going to play the actual audio of the interview, which, I do a mediocre job. James Walton, he's the professional here. So, go like and subscribe. Go get your Prepper Camp tickets, and hopefully we'll see you there. So here we go is the interview where James Walton from the Prepper Broadcasting Network is interviewing me about Prepper Camp, and hope you enjoy it.
Forrest, Garvin, welcome to the show, my man. How are you?
Thank you, James. Thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Right off the top, why do you think people are so adamant about disappearing, through their technology and that kind of thing? What do you think that's about lately?
I think people are tired of knowing that everything that they do on their computer, on their phone, their text messages and email is not only being recorded, it's being stored in like data centers around the United States. And also with the Chick-fil-A hack, Home Depot hack, and AT&T, people are tired of worrying about their losing, someone taking over their identity and using their credit and stuff. People just want privacy. And I believe privacy is a fundamental human right.
Yeah, it seems to be disappearing underfoot rapidly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the government's never going to give it back to us. So the only way we can get our privacy back is we have to take it.
Hey, let's take a quick break.
Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Yeah, I like that. I like that mentality. You are you've got to be one of those people at Prepper Camp who have been there, the most years, right? I know the first time I showed up, you were there. I don't know when you started coming. When was your first year?
I went the first year as just an attendee. And
so you've been there since the inception.
And since the inception, the second year, man. I was actually a presenter, and I've been there ever since, supporting what Rick has been doing and Jane and love them. And it's almost like a family reunion every year to go
I
back
agree.
and see people. Yeah.
I agree with you, no doubt about it. So why don't you give us sort of you've got a pretty extensive background, and I think people should understand outside of the class that you're teaching, or maybe outside of their relationship with you and PrepperNet, kind of what your background is all about in this prepping, survival, military, sort of world that you've lived in.
Yeah, it's it's a strange one, but I was in U.S. Air Force Special Operations, and then when I got out of the Air Force, I actually joined a company called Nations Bank that turned into Bank of America, and I was their webmaster. And so I built their internet group, and we went through Y2K, and we knew in the bank that we were ready for Y2K, and people just don't understand that Y2K would have been a huge problem if the world didn't throw trillions of dollars to solve the issue before it happened.
Oh, but I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it would have been a major thing. I mean, banks would have shut down, power companies would have shut down, but the whole world collectively together fixed the problem by just telling computers or training computers, hey, after 00, after 1999, it's 2000 instead of 0 again. So
I never knew that. I thought that it just was like a bunch of people prepared for it and they were wrong.
No,
I had no idea there was a collective effort to make that thing.
Oh yeah, around the world. So Microsoft was one of the leading, instruments, or software. And what would have happened to all Microsoft machines? It would have thought the year went from after 1999, it would have went to 0.
Right.
Which would throw all calculations, time, alarms, everything off. And my friend worked at an energy company with power companies, and this was 45 days before Y2K was to happen. And he's like, Forrest, we can't get programmers to program this custom software so our nuclear reactors will be able to understand time keeps going on.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when I became a prepper. And I was the, it's sad. I was going to survive by salsa, chips, baby wipes, baby formula, and some water. I didn't, who knew how to prep for the world?
Yeah. Oh, we were all there at one time, man. We were all there at one time.
And that's the day that everything clicked with me. I'm like, I need to be ready, and I need to have things for my family to be ready. And that's how I've kind of gotten started. Since then, with PrepperNet, we have 120,000 members around the United States, and
that's huge, man. Good, congratulations on that.
Yeah, it's been a blast, and it's literally, I mean, don't want to go to church, but man, the Lord has just literally blessed everything in the prepping world for me, and it's like a sign. He's telling me to, hey, get people ready. Things are going to get tough.
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. It definitely does.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like that. So what are you teaching this year? One class? You sometimes are a 2-class guy, right?
I'm a 2-class guy because I love teaching. I love teaching so much because of Prepper Camp and teaching. I now do online classes, but I'm teaching privacy and security, teaching people how to disappear on the internet.
Yeah,
and
I love
just
it.
how to protect your address, how to protect your credit card, your phone number, and all this. I mean, there's been so many hacks and data breaches. There's a way that you can protect yourself. The law states this, that you can use an alias as long as you're not trying to defraud or a company. And also, it's not always hiding your information. It's how you present yourself on the internet. I could tell you my name is Tom Thumb, and you wouldn't know the difference.
Right.
And if I buy things as Tom Thumb, from AT&T and from Target and Amazon, and use a different credit card, like a gift, there's so many things. We're going to talk about that in the class. Look forward to it, because this class is just, you will be writing notes, because you're going to go, and this is what people tell me. My students, they're like, "That I didn't even think about that," and they're writing it down. So And the other one is, believe it or not, I'm bringing something to Prepper Camp that has never been taught. And it is introduction. I'm going to make a case for cryptocurrency.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's great. That's a good
it's
call.
Like I'm going to put cryptocurrency on trial because I've noticed a lot of people, preppers and people are like, oh man, I'm not sure I like cryptocurrency and all this stuff. So I'm going to put it on trial and make a case that it's a very good thing for us.
Fit it in the PACE plan for your finances, fit it in there. We got a huge advocate on the network, Ben, the breaker of banksters on the Patriot Power Hour. He's always talking crypto. Well, Bitcoin. He's very into Bitcoin. He's not super pro crypto at large, but he's pro Bitcoin for sure.
He's got laser eyes on Bitcoin.
Yeah, he was an early adopter type dude, got in there early. But there's viability for sure. There's viability with everything. I don't like closing doors on anything in prepping, really. There's not a lot that I think is not worth, at least knowing about. So that'll be an awesome class.
Yep.
I bet you will have some devil's advocates in there, though, raising their hands.
Absolutely.
So that should be fun, though. That should be a good time. Mm-hmm. So outside of teaching it, you guys are going to have the PrepperNet booth up, I'm sure, right?
We'll have a PrepperNet booth. We always have, I would say 150 to 200 PrepperNet members. We always do a dinner, usually on Friday night, where there used to be nothing going on Friday night. And we usually have a dinner and a dessert sharing.
Oh, cool, man.
In Tent City. And then we go to the main event after that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's packed now with nights. You got something almost every night, right?
Yeah.
I think there is something like Sunday, everybody's like, let's get the hell out of here. But other than that.
Oh, yeah, there's a concert, I think, on or something. Usually music that's always really good. We go to that. There's a break like 5 to 7, and we always get together.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. They do great with those after hours entertainments that's the unsung sort of hero of Prepper Camp, right? Is the guest speaker, the awards events, they're fun. All that stuff is a good time. But so outside of the teaching, outside of the partying, and outside of all that kind of stuff, the booths, the meeting the people, what else? What else really sits with you when it comes to your time at Prepper Camp,
Well, like I kind of alluded to earlier, it's like a family reunion. I've met some of my best friends at Prepper Camp, and it is just, I love going back and seeing them, talking to them, hanging out by the campfire. Now, if you're family, just be prepared. There are people, we talk late into the night around campfire. we try to be quiet. But it's a one time a year time when you can get together and just talk about the problems of the world, and people mostly agree with you, and you can talk about your preps and things. On. And it's so much fun. I would not miss it. So last year I missed it because I was 7 miles away from the camp when the hurricane hit. Oof. And I could not get there to save my life.
You were shucking and jiving out there. It's surprising to me how many speakers are right there, there at Prepper Camp. 30 minutes out, 40 minutes out.
I used to stay on site, but I'm a little older now and a little wiser.
You ain't into sleeping on the ground anymore?
Yeah, I like sleeping in a nice little bed and breakfast. Don't tell anyone that, okay? So
hey, get it while you can get it. Like I said, the day might come when you're not so lucky. That's kind of what we're doing there.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Any top level sort of highlight Prepper Camp moments that you return to year over year?
I got one I'll never forget. So I met a guy named Dave Wolf.
Love Dave.
Dave Wolf, yes, I think it was second year at Prepper Camp. He's the one that encouraged me to become a teacher, and I did. And Dave and I have been friends. We almost went on a reality show. There was only one reality show I was ever going to go on, and Dave and I, we were so close, we almost got picked. But Dave was a friend. Then he became, he was right here in my hometown in Charlotte.
Okay,
and we hung out a lot. So let me tell you this story. This was 4 years ago, everyone's packed up from prepper camp. We're tired. Everyone's packed up.
Right.
People are picking up the trash, and we're sitting there in chairs, kind of like on a little hill looking down at the lake. And we're just talking. And it was the most awesome. I mean, I knew it was awesome at the time, some of the things we were talking about. And just great. We stood up. He went in his car. I went in my car. We said goodbye and we left. And he ended up passing away 3 days later.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa. I met this guy at prepper camp, and my last most just enjoyable moment was just me and him, no one else around talking. And that's the kind of relationships that prepper camp has brought many people. And I know a lot of people are like, really? Come on. No, that's serious stuff. I mean, that's
definitely serious stuff.
That's real stuff. And it is, so prepper camp is always, again, some of my best friends I meet there. And if they don't show up, I get really mad.
Yeah, I understand. It is amazing. Years in, and there is that weird sort of speaker vendor group that's there every year. And I really, I don't think there's anybody that you don't look forward to seeing in the whole group. Right. You know what I mean? It's like everybody who's coming, you want to hear about what they're up to, what they're doing, what they're working on. Yeah, it's the
worst thing about teaching is you're missing 2 class period times. You could be going to someone else's class, because it never fails the class. I'm like, I want to go to that. One of them is Chin. I want to go to his.
The Meshtastic class. It's going to be awesome.
And my class was the same time as his. I'm like, So
well, he's doing it again this year.
Yeah.
So
I heard. So
hopefully you'll shuffle around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technology heavy, comms heavy, and security heavy this year. It's going to be nice. It's going to open people's eyes to some stuff, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
Well, this has been going on for years. Everyone there pretty much knows how to start a fire.
Yeah, good point. I
mean, so I think as we develop and grow as a prepper community, we're kind of getting more advanced.
I think you're right.
But there's some great classes for beginners there for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, the basics on self-defense are really great courses. Yep. Sarah's, Hakeem's class, they're great.
Oh, Hakeem. For sure. I forget about it. He's awesome. What they call him, I mean, I think they call him and is known as the Black Ninja.
Something like that. Yeah, I got his book right behind me here.
Yeah, he's just he's a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah, he's fun too, man. He's a nice guy to hang around with. Yeah, and Dave Jones, you got to see Dave Jones' nuclear class. That's an essential. If you got, this year, everybody should be concerned about nuclear this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see you there, man. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time for sure. But what else? Anything else before we call it a day here on this prepper?
Well, I think anyone that is prepping, even for years, this is a great place to go and meet people, to learn. You got access to anything you need in the prep. I mean, if you need freeze-dried food, whatever, vendors' tents are unbelievable. I know that one guy, I can't remember his name, he's got the best fire starter, that sparks.
The guy with the big giant thing. Yes. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's like this size. It's enormous. Like the Pharaoh's this size.
It could throw it like 25 yards, all this stuff. And so, and the teachers are excellent. It's just a great camp where the teachers, they teach a class, but then when they mix into Tent City and they mix into Vendor Lane, they're just normal people.
Oh yeah.
And everyone, you're just talking. Everyone there is knowledgeable. It's just so happened this year I'm teaching a class. There's everyone there has a knowledge.
Yeah. You could learn from just some guy you run into.
Exactly. Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right, folks, tickets are 30% off till the end of June. So now's the time to buy if you want to get the best price. I'll be there with all my friends. Forrest will be there with all his. And, there'll be a ton of people piled in on top of that. And if there's no other show like it, there's no other location like it, and there's no other place doing 60 classes every single day the way they do it at Prepper Camp. So we hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me, Forrest. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me, and it's the best camp, bar none.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, without a doubt. All right, folks, buy them tickets. See you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Prepping Academy podcast. Preppers Unite at www.preppingacademy.com.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from PrepperNet for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at preppernet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at preppernet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.